and understand is that your government in the past has directed public servants to fast-track immigration procedures to cut some corners, bring in people as quickly as possible. And now we have a situation where we have 3 alleged terrorists on our hands, so it is reasonable to believe there could be more.
Details tonight on a CTV News exclusive on one of India's most wanted terrorists being held here in Canada and linked to a violent shooting. Now we are learning that confidential details of the case have been leaked and are being shared across India.
So what specific steps have you taken the past few weeks to ensure no more alleged terrorists can gain entry to Canada through our immigration streams?
Thank you for the question, MP Dancho. As you know, there are a number of elements about this case that I cannot discuss publicly. I would also not assume a number of facts that are not in evidence currently, but again, we take these incidents very, very seriously. I announced in the French portion of my speech that we should come up with a result of our internal investigation within the next 2 weeks. Again, those will be made public. I think the discussion here is to see if and when there was any deficiency, if there was one, whether it is one that is systematic, and then how you then remedy that. What we will disclose to you in the next 2 weeks, obviously we can't disclose today, the investigation is not complete.
So just to confirm, though, you haven't
taken
taken any measures to change any procedures whatsoever? Nothing has changed?
As I've said to you, we're currently investigating if and when there were any deficiencies and what measures need to be taken.
Alberta RCMP seized 68 kilograms of cocaine and a handgun from a pickup truck during a traffic stop 3 hours west of Edmonton. Near the end of October, the RCMP's roving traffic unit was doing traffic enforcement on Highway 16 near Hinton when they noticed a truck with various vehicle equipment infractions. Officers arrested the driver, finding 68 kilograms of cocaine with a street value of $6.8 million, as well as a loaded 9mm handgun. 36-year-old Ranjit Singh Sekon of Edmonton now faces 7 charges.
Knowledge of immigration. The procedures are already known. In fact, your department has provided a list of how the procedures are undertaken. So to me, it's very clear, if you can follow the trail over the last number of years, you should be able to determine how it is, for example, that the fact that we weren't able to determine there was a 2015 ISIS video where one of the alleged terrorists was dismembering a prisoner back in 2015 that was circulating the internet, and yet 3 years later he gained entry into Canada and in fact went through 6 different immigration streams since that time and ultimately gained Canadian citizenship. And in that time, there were 4 red flags flagged for that individual. 3 of them were risk indicators. Obviously, none of them were taken seriously, or not to the extent that he was not allowed to continue down the immigration streams. What I did find interesting, though, Minister, is that in 2018, your government removed the requirement for police background checks, are officially called police clearance certificates, from the country of origin, from countries like Pakistan, and Pakistan ultimately is a bit of a high-risk country, to say the least, so it is puzzling that that was done in 2018. This security check was removed, and now we know a student visa from Pakistan gained entry into Canada. Have you reinstated this security requirement, for example? That is an easy step that you could have taken by now.
Again, currently, you know that this individual was an asylum seeker. You know, again, that there are differences with respect to different requirements for and the reliability of police certificates at different stages. They vary in
excuse
their
me,
quality.
sorry, I may have misspoke, but I'm talking about the student visa from Pakistan, the latest alleged terrorist, not the son, but the student visa from Pakistan.
Again, and this may be within or not within the scope of this discussion, Mr. Chair. But again, the person, the latest alleged individual, came in as a student from Pakistan.
Correct.
Again, the details that you have in your chronologies are the ones that I'm at liberty to speak to at this time.
Thank you, Minister. But I'm asking specifically about how in 2018 your government removed the requirement for police clearance certificates, ultimately police background checks from the country of origin, from countries like Pakistan. Now we have a student visa holder from Pakistan who did not receive the police, assuming he did not receive the police clearance certificate, unless you can correct me, but that requirement was removed in 2018. So there was a security check removed. That requirement was removed in 2018 from Pakistan for student visa holders. Now we have a situation where your government's brought in a student visa holder from Pakistan who's alleged to be a terrorist. He was on his way to Brooklyn, New York, to massacre Jews. And there was a situation where there could have been an additional level of screening that your government removed in 2018. So have you reinstated the security requirement? I'm hearing that you have not done that. I do feel that that's something quite easy that you could do that could provide another layer of security so this doesn't happen again.
Again, we rely
Is that
on
not
our,
reasonable?
we rely on our security partners to advise us as to the risk profile to take with respect to these
It's just a common sense
individuals.
approach, though, is it not?
Again, you're assuming the reliability and the validity of police certificates.
I
When
appreciate
our
that, but for permanent
screening process
residents
is
order.
a
from,
lot more
from permanent
comprehensive.
Point of
residents
order.
from Pakistan.
Again, I,
Thank you, Chair. The practice here is that a question is asked and there's sufficient time for the minister to answer. I would ask that that rule be in place so that we can actually hear the answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. O'Connell. Let's let the minister answer the question.
we are confident in the progressive nature of the screening process. Police certificates can
I do
be
have to
requested.
interrupt. He has said something that's incorrect. Permanent residents from Pakistan are required to provide
Point of
police
order.
certificates.
Ms. O'Connell on point of order.
Mr. Chair, that's not how this works. The questioner asks the question. The witness has the time to answer, regardless of the opinion of Ms. Dancho. So I'd ask that you implement the rules that we all operate under.
I would agree with Ms. O'Connell on this point. If we could just let the minister answer.
Perhaps he can answer my question on permanent residents.
Who's posing the questions or giving the testimony, but I'm glad
May I
to finish
pose
my
the question, then he can finish, and then we're done? I'd appreciate that. I'm sorry, are you the chair? I didn't know.
So
Are
your-
you?
Your time
Are
is
you
up.
the
That's not
chair?
how this works.
Are you
Hold
the
that.
chair?
Can we avoid like crosstalk? So I'm sorry, your time is up. We'll go now.
No, I
to-
have 11 seconds left, Chair.
Can we hear the answer,
I
perhaps?
have 11 seconds
I have
left.
3 seconds left.
All right, on permanent residents, are they required for police security checks from Pakistan, yes or no?
As a matter of
Yes, ma'am.
course, yes.
Yes, they are. Okay. Exactly.
Can we hear the answer?
Yeah.
He did answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were a cascade of questions there, Chair. What I would say
One.
is that we are confident in our security screening and the progressive nature of them. We believe that the biometrics that every single student needs to submit with very few restrictions give us the confidence we have, and the officers in question can ask for police certificates. Again, there are questions around the validity and the reliability of
required.
those certificates.
Okay, thank you.